Hi there, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about short-term rental properties and what our current projections are for the house we're building in Canyon Lake, Texas. I'm really hoping that this house will be successful, even though we could be potentially going into a recession. I'm also going to share with y'all some data that I have been looking at on AirDNA. I do currently have a subscription to AirDNA, which is the city subscription, roughly $30 a month or around $250 per year. This is kind of a way for you to track how well your Airbnb is potentially doing in comparison to other Airbnbs in your area. It also has smart pricing. It just kind of gives you a sense of if you're wanting to purchase a property or build a house or even house hack, you can see exactly what you could potentially be making in the market within that area. I do think that my house is going to be a little different compared to other houses in the area because we're gonna have giant floor-to-ceiling windows. We're gonna have a wraparound deck with a hot tub and possibly a fire pit. So I'm hoping, I'm really hoping that we do well on this Airbnb, but let's go ahead and check it out. Here is Canyon Lake. So Canyon Lake is currently rated as a B-. So that's not 100% the best thing you want to see whenever you're like, okay, this is gonna be part of my income. I think that our house is located in a really nice area of Canyon Lake, so I'm still very optimistic and happy about this because as you see, a lot of these houses are down here, which some of them are doing really, really well. And they have, like, some of them have 40% occupancy while some others have 82% occupancy. So it really just depends on how they're marketing their house, really. My house is actually located right over here, which is conveniently located only like about 25-ish minutes from Wimberley, which has been a growing area for Airbnb. So I think that this is a really good location. It's also located close to Schlitterbahn. I mean, obviously Canyon Lake itself, it's located near the Guadalupe and Comal rivers, Green, Texas. New Braunfels has Wurstfest and Wasselfest. There are a lot of things to do around here. It's also roughly an hour to Austin and San Antonio. So we've got a good break. Like whenever I go on trips with my husband and we're going and staying at Airbnbs, obviously we like trying to go as many places as we can. So personally, if I was going to stay at Canyon Lake and I have never been to this area, I would be wanting to go to San Antonio and go to Austin. So this is a nicely located place to where I can go to both of those areas. Our daily rate is $300 and the low currently is in February at $264 and the high is at $335 in July, which is the hottest time in Texas. So you'd probably be going out to the lake itself. And then for occupancy rate, similar, January has the low and July has the high, and same thing with revenue. Obviously, they're gonna be replicating themselves. And entire homes, there's more entire home rentals than there are private rooms. There's only 3% are private rooms, and ours is obviously gonna be an entire house. And we also see that 35% is on Airbnb, 17% just on VRBO, and 48% is listed on both. And just by seeing this, I think that we are going to be leaning to both Airbnb and VRBO just to make sure that we can hit every single demographic. I personally always rent on Airbnb, but I know that some of the older generations typically are on VRBO more, so I'm gonna make sure that I have both of them on there. Especially if we're gonna hit the recession, we might see some of the people that are more used to being on VRBO actually renting houses. So I might have a better chance with VRBO if we go into a recession. So then let's look at occupancy. It looks like it's currently down, but obviously we're at the end of January currently as I'm recording this video, so it should be lower right now. We have January and July once again, February and October is booking lead time is around 48 days. And the average length of stay is about 3 days. This is what we're really here for. This is what we want to see. Like, how much money can we make on this potential thing? An entire place is averaging about $331 per month, and professionally managed is looking at around $375 per month. And I would expect professionally managed to be making more. You would also want to be making more for that because you're also paying a percentage to your property manager. So I think that we will definitely be falling more into this category. So $331 average a night isn't bad. And not all of these Airbnbs are as unique as ours is gonna be, so I'm assuming that ours may be on average more than this currently. So then we have revenue. So entire place is looking at around 2.8K on a monthly basis, and a house itself is at 3.1K. And I guess that ours could fall into either one of these categories. So we're looking around $3,000 a month, which honestly, I would hope that I'd be making more than that, because in my own assumption, just after setting it aside for taxes, after paying mortgage, after paying electricity, water, just upkeep itself, I think that it may cost somewhere between $2,500 and $3,000 to actually maintain this Airbnb every month. So if we bring home $3,000, that would only leave us with, I mean, just depending on if it was a pricier month, it would probably leave us with nothing. If it was a lower end month, it would leave us with around $500-ish. So I'm hoping that we can get a little bit more and maybe have more bookings in some of these areas to make up for that and actually have more take home after all of our bills. So they also have smart rates on here, which is awesome. So you're able to see once you add your property, which obviously I haven't added it yet because I don't have it listed on Airbnb or VRBO yet, but once I do, trust me, we're gonna come in here and we're gonna break this down. It looks like for February on the weekends, it's definitely about $25 to $30 pricier than it is during the weekdays, which are around $200, which isn't bad for weekdays, because most of these people are only booking on the weekends. So if someone were to book on a weekday, I'd be completely fine with that. If you scroll down here, you can obviously see that these prices go up in peak season, which is in the summer. So in the summers, the weekdays are between like $250 to $270, and then on the weekends are looking at upwards of $300. Based on a lot of the stuff that I've looked through, I think that our Airbnb, like when we first open, we'll probably be having it at about $250 per night. And hopefully we'll be able to list it as higher than that. I'm gonna try to market it and make it to where more people are booking, and then we can eventually raise the rates as we go. But if that's the case, we'll probably be able to charge around $350 on the weekends in the summers, which will be really good. So then we have pacing. So future demand analysis based on what they think is gonna happen, and obviously the demand is gonna be going up as we get into June and July and until the end of August, and then that's when we have our off season once we get past the fall. And that's why I'm gonna really try to market our hot tub, and we're gonna have possibly a fire pit, or at least a gas fire pit located on the deck itself. So hopefully I can make an appeal to potential winter Texans or people that are just going to be willing to travel in the colder months to the lake. Because honestly, I think that this place is gonna be a nice getaway regardless of if you go to the lake or not. As we saw with the smart rates, we have the seasonality. So the best month is obviously in July in all of its glory, along with June, which is also looking pretty good, but it looks like it's booked on more so on Thursdays to Monday, which is really good in July. And we see in August, once school kind of goes back, it starts to dwindle down as we go into September, October. And it looks like a lot of people like to book during the holidays, so that's kind of cool. I want to look at these houses that are like really in my area. So like I said, this is the street we're located on, and there's actually a house on our street that is on Airbnb, and this is the Green Roof Cottage. And they are actually, I think, pretty brand new, because whenever we first got our property, it looks like they were renovating over there and painting the house. So I think that this one has probably only been available for this 51 days that they have on here, and their average daily rate is $168, and they have a 73% occupancy. So when they did have it available, 73% of the time it was booked, and they've currently had a revenue of around $6,000. They accommodate 6 people, which is gonna be our average, and we're gonna have 1 bath, we're gonna have 2 full beds, and then we're going to have a loft upstairs, and we're also going to have a pull-out couch. So we'll be able to accommodate 6, we just won't have 1.5 bath, just 1 bath. So that one's doing pretty good, or at least for the amount of days that they've been up. So that makes me feel a little bit better. We also have this small hawk retreat that's, I don't know if this is located on our street and it's just someone's like mother-in-law house, or if it's on a different street behind us, but they're available 314 days of the year, and then they have a 91% occupancy, which is really cool. I wonder if they have people staying there midterm sometimes, but it's currently at $113 per night, and they're making $32,000 per year, which I think is really good for a small 2-person house with 1 bath and 1 bed. So, and they're also listed on both Airbnb and VRBO. So that makes me feel good about the area, especially if they are having midterm stays. That could be a potential thing that we could look into in our Airbnb. So let's look at some other ones that are located pretty close. So this one is available 257 days out of the year. They only have a 41% occupancy and a $273 average daily rate. It has a great patio, king bed, 5 minutes to the marina, which is great. That's the same distance for all of us, so that's always a plus if someone is bringing their boat. So I think that this one, I feel like this one should be doing better. What are they doing? So let's look at this. So I'm thinking that maybe this is a seasonal one because they do have a really nice porch. They have a nice living area, and honestly, their bedrooms are really cute. I like it. They've got big closet, big house. So I'm thinking that this one, the reason why they're only booked 41% of the time is because most of the time people that are families and coming on vacations would be booking this place. So maybe that's why they're doing 41%. So, oh, I love that. Welcome friends with a skeleton. That's something that I would put on my house. Also, we have another one that's at 41% occupancy or 43% occupancy, average daily rate of $103. It's available 244 days out of the year. They've made $10,000. They're only on Airbnb. Personally, looking at this one, it's looking like a photography situation that maybe they use their phone and they haven't marketed it well enough. We have this one up here, which I think that this one's so cute. Like, let me come over here. This one's a few blocks down the road. This is the Little Red Barn Dominium of Canyon Lake, Texas, and they have 297 days available. Their average daily rate is $223, and their occupancy is 51% with a $33,000 revenue on average per year. So they're doing roughly the same as this 2-person. So I'm thinking that this might also be a marketing situation. Let's look at their page. This might be another, sorry, my dog is barking. This might be another situation where they just need to market this property just a little bit more, because this is really cute. It's got a great view. You can actually see the lake from here. So that is awesome. I love this place. It's so quaint. Oh, there's a deer. Yeah, I think that this is probably a photo situation. Oh, this one's beautiful. This one looks like it has good photography. Upscale house with patio, fire table, fast Wi-Fi. It's available 200 days out of the year, so they probably live there part-time, or they have a lot of family members that come down and visit. Their average daily rate is $296, so it's a little pricier, and it also has 51% occupancy, and they're bringing home $30,000. So the thing that's crazy is that this one's bringing in the same as those 2 smaller ones. So maybe if it was available 365 days out of the year, they would have a better chance, or if they listed it for lower, possibly. It also looks like they haven't been on Airbnb for too long because they only have 11 views or reviews. So maybe that's what's going on. But let me look at the photography here. Oh, this is so cute. I love this. This one doesn't particularly have that breathtaking view that some of the others have. So I'm thinking that might be a situation if some of the other ones have a better view, but this is a beautiful property, very well kept. So I think that this might be a marketing situation. Maybe they need to make a Facebook, Instagram, website, giveaways, whatever that may be, but it's a gorgeous house. And then Ooh, this one. Okay, so this one is right down the road from the one that we just looked at. So secluded backyard surrounded by Texas Hill Country. They're available 258 days out of the year. They have 70% occupancy and they're making almost $15,000 more than that last house we looked at. And they're just listed for about $40 less per night. So maybe it's a cost thing. Maybe people are more willing to stay at this one because it's a little bit more affordable. So maybe that's why I need to really be looking at $250 a night just so I can maximize my profits. So looking at this one, oh, this is adorable. They have really good photography. They've got this cute hanging like chair / bed. Oh my goodness. This is definitely a marketing situation. This one makes me it looks like I just want to go lay on the couch in the bed. Oh, it's adorable. You know what? I've seen this house. This house is so cute. So this one doesn't even have a view, but it is so aesthetic and beautiful and minimal. And I think that that's why this one is booked 70% of the time. So they're doing great. And they are only listed on VRBO, which is wild because this other one was listed on Airbnb and VRBO. So maybe if they were also on Airbnb, they would have more occupancy possibly, because personally, I only go on Airbnb. So maybe I need to be looking at both Airbnb and VRBO whenever I go on vacation now, because I would have missed out on this place if I was going to visit Canyon Lake. So those are just a few in my area, but I do want to look at the top properties that are located in Canyon Lake itself. So this one is the #1 house. This is the White House on Horseshoe, and they're making, wow, almost $500,000 each year on this property. And their average daily rate is $2,600. Wow. This property is insane. So this one is actually located, so like I said, my house is located over in this area, and this one is all the way over here, closer to New Braunfels. So let's look at this house real quick. Very upscale, luxury looking. It looks like they have acreage. They have this whole area that just opens up to the outdoors. They've got large tables, luxury furniture. Wow. This place is breathtaking, and it's right on the river. Wow. I think it's also right across from the concert stage. So this is like a prime location. So that makes sense at why this place is almost making $500,000 a year. Now, this is a large house that accommodates 16 guests, so I'm thinking that this one probably costs a little bit to maintain, but they're at least taking home probably $250,000, which is phenomenal. Now, my house isn't gonna be able to accommodate 16 guests, so I won't be, and I'm also not in as prime of a location, so I don't think that I'll be making this much money, but let's go look at the next one. So this one is, they're making $250,000, and their average daily rate is almost $1,000, so they can accommodate 10 guests. So a lot of these houses, like I said, they are looking very seasonal because not all the time can we get our families together and have a group of 10 people together. And by the way, all of these top 3 houses are on Airbnb and VRBO, so further emphasis on I'm gonna be doing both. I'm looking into a lot of these, and like some of these can accommodate up to 8 people. They have 2 baths, gorgeous views, 73% occupancy, $267 for a daily rate, and they're making $56K a year. So my personal goal for my first year is I would love, and we're probably gonna start mid-year, so I would love to make at least 30K. And I know that might be a little, I guess, like I said, optimistic, but I really do want to shoot high for that, and I want to market myself as well as I can. And I think that I'll probably make a video on how I'm going to be marketing this. I think that this might be a good thing, especially since it doesn't require a lot of people to stay here. It could be a 2-person romantic getaway, so I think that we will be doing just fine. and it looks like those ones that have 8 people or less are occupied at least 70% of the time that they're available. So that means at the very least on weekends, possibly Thursdays, possibly Monday. We'll see how this goes. I am really excited to keep y'all updated with this whole situation. I will let y'all know how the build is going, and we're definitely gonna have a video on decorating this place so y'all can see how the whole thing comes together. I really want to thank y'all for watching and following along with our AirDNA views of Canyon Lake, Texas, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.